For us gamers, there's a place where we've all been. Now, you drop $70 on AAA title, settle into your favorite chair, and within 5 minutes, you realize that you absolutely hate the person that you're playing as. While most games try to make their heroes likable, there are a few that don't really bother as much. Whether it's bad writing, a big mouth, or a genuinely terrible human being, let's look at the protagonists who made us want to root for the villains instead. First up, the poster child for cringe culture. Yep, that's Frey from Forspoken. Now Square Enix tried to give us a modern witty hero, but instead we got a walking collection of every overused Joss Whedon style trope from the last decade. Frey's dialogue is so packed with wait, did I just do that energy, that you'll spend more time wincing than casting spells. It's not the actress's fault really. Even a saint couldn't save the script if they wanted to. If you like your heroes with a side of, why are you saying that again? Meet Richard Marcinko from Rogue Warrior. Now this guy doesn't just infiltrate North Korea, he swears at it incessantly. The amount of creative, nonsensical and occasionally racist profanity coming out of his mouth makes the game feel less like a tactical shooter and more like a comedy special gone horribly wrong. Let's face it, you don't win the game, you just survive his dialogue. Then there's Jake Conway from Right to Hell Retribution. Now this game is legendary for being one of the worst ever made, and Jake, he's just the cherry on top of the disaster sundae. He's a veteran on a revenge quest, but between stiff animations and the most awkward fully clothed romance scenes in history, he's less Easy Rider and more please make it stop. Imagine buying a game to play as the legendary Solid Snake, only to be forced into the boots of a whiny newcomer with flowing blonde hair. Yes, we're talking about Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2. Now before he became a cool cyborg ninja in Revergence, Raiden was the most hated man in gaming. He wasn't Snake, he didn't act like Snake, and fans never let Hideo Kojima forget it. It took a decade and a high-frequency blade to finally make us stop throwing tomatoes at him. Over in alternate history Russia, we have Sergei Nishev from Atomic Heart. He wants to be the next Duke Nukem, but he just ends up being the guy who complains about the weather at a funeral. His relentless negativity towards literally everything makes him the most exhausting person to spend 24 hours with. We get it, Sergey. You're grumpy. Just move on already. Now moving on to the indie side of things, let's talk about Alex Eagleston from Yika, a postmodern RPG. Alex is the definition of an unlikable hipster. He's pretentious, annoying, and says things like no one cares about your dead sister to a girl whose sister just died. He's so frustratingly written that players didn't just hate him, they wanted to delete the game to get away from him. And that's saying something. Since we are nearing the end of the list, let's talk about the characters who are the worst because they are objectively terrible human beings. Now Trevor from GTA 5 is a fan favorite, yes, but let's be real. If you met Trevor in an alley, you wouldn't be asking for an autograph. Instead, you'd run the other way till your lungs gave out. He's a chaotic, violent nightmare who makes other criminals look like choir boys. And then there's Rufus from Deponia. He's edgy, he's miserable, and he's deliberately written to be a jerk. He's so unlikable that the game's community manager, who was also named Rufus, once got into a fight with players just for existing. Now, when your character is so bad it sparks a real-life identity crisis, you know you've messed up big time. Like, really, really big time. And in the world of fighting games, we have Abel from Street Fighter 4. He was supposed to be the new face, but unfortunately he had the personality of a wet cardboard box. In a roster full of fire-breathing yoga masters and electric beasts, Abel's I have amnesia backstory felt about as exciting as watching paint dry. And for the king of the trashy, the postal dude. He's the worst because his entire existence is a checklist of heinous acts. He's a mass murdering disaster who thinks he's curing society. So if you ever find yourself relating to the postal dude, please put the controller down and step outside. It's about time you touch some grass for everyone's sake. Whether they're poorly written or just plain evil, these protagonists prove that having main character energy isn't always a good thing. Sometimes, the best part of the game is the end credits. Now, if you think we've missed out on any of the worst protagonists in gaming, feel free to let us know in the comments. Till then, have a good one.